Planet Coaster 2 is officially here, people! Uh, well, actually, it's been officially here for like over a month now, but hey, whatever. You get the idea, right?
That's right, everybody. Planet Coaster 2 has officially been with us for just a little over a month now, and I have decided to go ahead and show you what I've been working on with this first month. Before we get into that, I just want to take a second to introduce myself. My name is Brad. This is my first Planet Coaster 2 video, as well as my first YouTube video, so if you've stumbled across it, thanks for stopping by, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy what I have to show you. Brief backstory on what I'm building here. As you can see, the name of the park is Breakwater Point. It is going to be a resort slash kind of vacation destination sort of amusement park. The name Breakwater actually came from the park I was working on in Planet Coaster 1 just before they announced Planko 2. It was my first dive into trying a realistic style park. So Breakwater was kind of a brand that I made up myself in the game. I had some plans to kind of do a couple parks, you know, sort of Six Flags or Busch Gardens style, Cedar Fair, whatever you want to call it, with a couple different style parks. So I decided to shelve that since I knew I wasn't going to be able to finish it before Planet Coaster 2 dropped. So because of that, I decided I would start with that kind of idea in Planko 2. So thus we have Breakwater Point. Starting off at the main entrance, you're going to have your tickets and your passes. I kept the booths and everything kind of small. I didn't want it to be an overly huge entrance since I'm going to have a secondary entrance in the resort that hotel guests can use. So I didn't really want to spend a whole lot of time and space making this big elaborate entrance. But you know, with that being said, it's somewhat themed with some realistic touches to it. You just got your staff entrances. This side is where you would get your tickets. Over here, you could grab your season passes, your fast lane pass, whatever. So you can kind of see the theming I'm going with here is kind of like a surf shack kind of vacation-y vibe. So that's why we got the bamboo and all the surfboards and everything with the B&M Surf coaster cruising over the top of the entryway there. So yeah, pretty small, pretty simple. I'm probably going to go through here later on and add some more to it just to fill it in a little bit more because it does feel a little bit bare, but that'll be towards the end of the build after I've placed everything else and know exactly what I want to do. So yeah, let's go through our main turnstiles here, and we're going to open up into the first kind of main big plaza area. Over to the right, just some grab and go stands. You got your gelato and your ice cream. Very simple. I haven't really found all the assets in the game to really deck this out and make it super realistic. So it is a little light on things, but I'm also trying to gauge where my computer is at with piece count with this. We all know piece count in the first game could really cause some performance issues, and I like to build mega parks, so this is going to be a big build, so I'm trying to keep the piece count a little bit low, at least in the beginning, so I can see where we're at performance-wise. The left side over here, your standard little gift shack. Like I said, haven't really done. I used to do interiors a lot with my shops, but I just don't really know the game parts and pieces fully yet. So keeping interiors, basically not even interiors, just storefronts. Going to go back through and touch this up a little bit too, add some more trim and what have you. But yeah, that's where the main plaza is at so far. I do have this pretty cool logo that I made for the park. Very 80s retro, early 90s retro style, almost synth-wavy inspired, with the waves crashing on the beach and the sunset with the palm trees. And yeah, all basic shapes. I really like the way it turned out. Well, other than this is the standard text font button tool, whatever you want to call it in the game. But yeah, really enjoyed the way that turned out. Over to the right side again, some more grab and go. You got your gulpy, some bathrooms. You'll notice right up front we've got our water feature, which is complete with a mini volcano that, as you can see there, erupts every so often. I used the water effects to make it look like a raging ocean on an island, so it's scaled down to really replicate a volcanic island in the middle of the ocean. Again, really like how that turned out. Um, as I'm gonna show you around, you'll notice a lot of stuff isn't fully decked out detail-wise, but as I just stated, I'm gonna gauge where the game is at once it's almost a full park before I go back in and add more stuff. So there is going to be two different ways you can go at this point. To the left over here, which hasn't grown at all yet, is going to be your more traditional amusement park with your thrill rides, your coasters. But over to the right here is what I've started with, and this is our main water park area, which I've named Tsunami Bay, completely, with the volcano mountain water feature, which has a surprise in it. You walk through. If you see, immediately turn to the left, we have our first water slides. You climb to the top, completely encased in the mountain, which is where our two drop shoot water slides are. Bear with, I don't know water slides. I'm not a water slide guy. I like roller coasters, so I don't know technical terms and everything, what's real, what's not believable, etc. With water slides, I just build what I think would look cool and go from there. But obviously, this was heavily inspired by Volcano Bay at Universal's Orlando. I'm pretty sure that their volcano has this slide in it too, so that's kind of where the idea for that came from. Another waterfall on this side. Really like how that turned out. So this first section of the water park looks a little barren, but I kind of did that by design. Originally, the park would have had more water slides and pools over in this area, but they stripped a lot of that away to make room for their newest coaster, which is the B&M Surf back there. And instead of completely closing the area down and doing something totally new with it, they did leave some of the pools and the water slides to give you kind of like an overflow area for those busier days. So if the main section of the pools is a little too busy for you, you can always come over here and still splash around, cool off, have a good time with it not being overly crowded. You still have your gift shops here, your Splash Emporium, your restrooms, your changing rooms, the drying stations, everything you would still need to enjoy the pools. We do have a wave pool as well as a regular pool that, oh my God, I'm stuck in a palm tree. Regular pool that has a couple water slides still run into it, which those, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if these are realistic or not, but I thought they looked pretty cool. I like the way they turned out. I have started doing the nature work. Everything has got fencing, lighting. Your lifeguards are on duty to make sure you don't drown. You're having a good time. Just come back through the main entrance here. Some more grab and goes. You got some ice creams, slushies, your drinks, standard snacky kind of stuff. Another shop here with burgers, some diving boards. I thought this little shark guy was cool, so of course I had to throw him in there. Doo-doo-doo. Hello, surfing shark dude. My dude. Okay, I'm done. All right, and then we've got in the center here, you got another bigger gift shop, which I did do a little bit more interior type work. It still isn't a whole lot. You can buy your inflatables, just a mementos in there. Hat's fantastic. More Splash Emporium, info stand. Your standard gift shop things you gotta have. When they stripped out most of the water slides, they did keep this little splash pad for the younger kids. Fun stuff. Cruise over here. I do have a started attempt at like a maintenance area for the B&M Surf coaster, but with everything else in the game, I haven't quite figured out what to use, how to do it. I do like doing maintenance areas, but I just haven't found the right pieces and parts, so this is pretty bare bones for the time being, but it gets the point across. It's the maintenance area. That's where they work on the trains, so it does what it needs to do. You got your queue line here with the water feature. Got some nice shade for those extra hot sunny days. As you can see, the sign is posted on the supports of the coaster, which I think turned out pretty cool. I have named the coaster Hang 10, naturally. It's a surf coaster, You got to hang 10, my dude. Why do I keep saying that? Stop it! Stop it! Just stop! But yeah, that's the B&M coaster. I'll talk a little bit more towards the end, and we'll go on a POV. I just want to keep showing you around what we've got in the rest of this area here. I did drop or throw the splash tower, drop tower, monsoon chute. That's what it's called. The monsoon chute lives in here. I did mark this area as a splash zone so people know if you hang out in here, when people are on that ride, you're going to get splashed. But hey, you know, it's a water park. You should expect that. Um, Another standard pool. Again, they would have had more slides and stuff in here at one point, but they ended up stripping some of them out to make room for the surf coaster. They did leave, again, a couple slides that lead into that pool. And for the most part, again, this is just going to be overflow swimming for those hot days when everybody wants to be in the water. You've got somewhere you can go without it being overly crowded. Over next to the flumes, we've got this sushi restaurant, which still is being worked on. I have decided I'm going to call it Oasis Sushi. Got your nice sushi stand in here with some soda, all covered. You got some seating in the back. You can sit and watch the B&M coaster fly by while you eat your tuna rolls and your Godzilla rolls. And yes, that is a real thing. I'm not just saying that to sound cool and because I'm a Godzilla nerd. That's besides the point. Did miss this little entryway into our more kid-friendly, family-friendly area, Coral Cove. This is where you're going to find your shallower pools, splash pads for the little ones in the family. I did to this little kind of like cave area that they can play in that's full of waterfalls and water jets and stuff they can come splash around in. I like how this turned out. It's pretty fun for the little ones. Lots of coral, lots of splashing, all fun stuff. Kind of a deeper wading pool area for the older kids, the adults that want to just kind of relax. It does have the lazy river that you can cruise around in. Not a huge one. It just kind of goes in this loop, looks at the plants and the scenery. It's got some nice waterfalls in the coral to check out. And yeah, pretty simple stuff, but like I said, this is kind of more for the chillax, relax area with the kids, you know, get away from the noisy teenagers that want to cause a ruckus over in the main area. We got your little Coral Cafe here with some more pizza and hamburgers, hot dogs, soda, everything the kids need to have to stay happy and let you relax a little bit. We do have some bigger slides that are still kid friendly. You know, for the more adventurous youngsters, they want to, you know, slide down, have a good time. I got some more over here as well, which this one's going to get you a little bit more on the soaked end as you do cruise through these waterfalls just before it drops you into the pool. Pretty fun. I like it. Over all the way over in the back where the adults just want to cut loose and get away from the kids for a little bit, you do have your hot tubs. I dropped some of the steam effects in there so that you could really get the idea that they're hot tubs. Just a nice little chill corner area for the grown-ups to come hang out. I'm going to have a little tiki bar thrown in so you can get your adult beverage and relax by the hot tub while the kids are running crazy. Then we come back all the way through. You got your full-size pools that the water slides drop you into that have the little attachment there. And that's pretty much Coral Cove. Oh my God, I'm still learning the cameras too, so bear with me. Some more bathrooms, drying stations. You got this little splash effect with the eels. I do have a triggered event with the anglerfish here. I don't know if it'll go off while we're looking at it. I think it's to go off once an hour. I don't know where it's at, but once an hour he sits up and roars. When he sits up, you get a big waterfall splash that shoots out right below him. He does his thing, and as he sits back down into the depths, more water splashes. Get the kids nice and soaked. And then we have the it used to be called the whirly rig. I can't remember what they call it now. I think I ended up naming it Tiny Turtle because of the turtle, and it's cute and it's tiny. something for the little ones to enjoy. But yeah, that's pretty much Coral Cove. It doesn't look like the anglerfish is going to do his thing, so we're just going to move on because I don't want to sit there and wait. Over here, you can see I did start working on some flumes for the bigger area, but that is it. That will come in the next video. This video is not going to have the let me go build and update you, just because this is such a big area that doesn't really need to be all in this video. So yeah, that is what I have for Tsunami Bay at this point. It is going to have some more work done, so it's not complete. But I just wanted to show you where we're at so far with the first build. Oh, I guess I should show you this too. I did start laying out the design for the hotel. Not necessarily set on this. It might change, but in all honesty, this will probably be the last thing I even build in the park. So I'm not even worrying about it right now. I did move one of the spawn points to be hidden inside the hotel so that it does look like guests of the hotel are using it, since they'll have their own secondary entrance here. They might even have a third one over here, which will take them into the actual amusement park side of things. But yeah, again, that's down the road. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So that's about where we're at with the build so far. Let's go talk about the B&M Surf Coaster real quick. As I mentioned, it is called Hang 10. Woo! Wave turn over the top there. I guess, well, maybe that's not technically a wave turn, but whatever. It's still cool. Like I said, covered awning to keep you shaded. I do have priority pass for the people that want to take advantage of that. The station is almost done. Again, the same with everything else. I don't really know all the pieces and parts in the game, so once I learn it a little bit more, I'll come in and kit it out a little bit more so that it feels a little bit more realistic and touch up the minor details and stuff. But yeah, real quick on the stats. So it's a pretty short ride, just under a minute long. Top speed of 61, almost 62 miles per hour. Average speed of about 41. Not a very high drop, just under 67 feet. Max lats are a little bit high, but they're not sustained. Max vertical are pretty high too, but again, they're not sustained. And I can live with it. You know, I was really trying hard to get the stats to be believable, but I noticed every time I did that, that the excitement and all that would drop. So I went ahead and just, settled. Higher forces, but they're not sustained for green across the board. I can live with it. 2 inversions, 7 moments of airtime, almost 5 seconds total of airtime. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty cool. I don't know how realistic the layout is, just because there really is only the one real life B&M from what I understand. But I don't know. It's a believable enough layout. You come right out of the station into the first launch that is also an airtime hill. Into the big turnaround, dive into another airtime hill, into a third airtime hill that swings you sideways over the top of the sign, into your dive loop, and into the second launch, which cruises right up close to the pool, does some hard laterals, flies over the entrance, another quick turnaround, then back over the entrance again, into your standard corkscrew element, where we just kind of hit some more smaller air times, loop back around, under itself, and over itself into the brake run. Like I said, nothing too big and intense, but I did want it to be kind of more of a family-friendly coaster, yes, but enough of an extreme element to where it's a good coaster for the up-and-coming riders to really get a taste of, some more extreme elements. And yeah, that's Hang 10. So, yep, that about brings us to the end of this episode. My first episode, my first YouTube video. I'm sure it's pretty clunky compared to a lot of the Planet Coaster creators out there, but I promise I will learn and get better. So if you like what I've got to show you, please Make sure to like the video, subscribe. Since this is new, I have none of that, so it would really mean a lot to me. I sound like I'm groveling, but I'm trying not to. Yeah, just hit those buttons. Follow me for more Planet Coaster content, and I will see you again next week with our next update. Let's go take a ride on Hang 10, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.